Hello and welcome to another edition of Good Morning Pattaya, Pattaya Channel's very own breakfast show. I'm your host, Nick Pendrell, and joining me once again is my co-host, Mr. Dave Buckley.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Nice to see you again.
To see you, nice, yes.
And it's also nice to see our guest, who's Eric from the Pattaya Archery
Hi,
Club.
good morning.
Welcome to Good Morning Pattaya.
Thank you.
So, Pattaya Archery Club, what's it all about?
Archery?
Yeah.
We would never have guessed that,
Eric. Almost all of the people who come to the club have never shot a bow.
Right.
And so they start, I train them, lend them club stuff. Mm-hmm. Some drop by the way, but most stay, and then they buy their own kits and just keep shooting. We have our little mini competitions.
Right.
And so it's just about archery, target archery in the main.
So how long has the club been founded?
About March 2006.
Okay, so it's been going. Yes, that's quite a while.
Yeah.
Where is it based, Eric?
Hua Yai. It's the Pattaya shooting parks. They've got a big area there where you can ride horses, go fishing, shoot guns. And they had a purpose-built archery range that wasn't being used. So
that's handy.
It's probably the best archery range in Thailand, I would have thought. We've got everything right up to 70 metres.
Right.
So how long have you been an archer?
1976.
Okay.
A few years back a while then.
Yeah, a long time.
Did you gain any sort of qualifications in it, or are you just good at it?
Well, I am good at it. That's modest, you know.
Yeah, well.
But in England, where I primarily shot, they have a sort of a grading system: third class, second class, first class, master bowman, grandmaster bowman. Grandmaster bowmen are basically the English squad. You know, very few and far between that people can get to that level. I got to first class, which is pretty good. I shot for Southampton.
Okay.
You know, we beat all of the archery clubs in the whole of England on a particular competition. So, yeah, quite good.
That's quite impressive. So how many would you have on say, the Southampton team? How many?
Well, it depends on the competition. For the one I just referred to, there was 3. So we were shooting at 30 metres in the snow.
Oh, right.
Which was it was on New Year's Day. Yes. And that's probably the reason why we beat most of the people.
I was going to say,
couldn't keep their hands warm.
Well, I was wearing ladies' tights, pyjama trousers, over trousers.
When you're firing up the bow,
sheepskin top. It went on and on and on. Yeah,
freezing.
Very cold. Yeah.
And have you been involved with the Pattaya Archery Club since the beginning?
I founded it.
You founded it.
Yeah. So when it started, it was really just me.
Right.
And
it's got a bit boring.
Well,
you won a lot.
Nobody could beat me then. It just grew and grew. You know, one person saw us, and then another one.
Right.
We were shooting in a piece of waste ground near Siam Country Club Road, and people would drive by us.
Yeah.
See the targets, see the archers, come and talk, and you know.
I tried it on a couple of occasions, but without much success. I hated it. You can wear a sort of an arm guard.
That's correct. Yeah.
I managed to get down the back of the arm guard. I managed to get
that's pretty clever, isn't it?
It hurt like mad. I can tell.
Well, it does. No doubt about that. All people, when they first start, end up with a bruise here somewhere. And to put it underneath the arm guard simply meant you had your arm too straight. That was all.
Well, it's been the only time I've had anything like that.
This one, that's not archery.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So how many members are the sort of active members?
We have a total of about 30.
Right.
There are some people, about 4 of them, who come every December, January for their 4 weeks.
Right.
And bring their bow or leave it here and shoot. We've got a German champion, an English guy, a couple of English guys, you know. So they're like annual their holidays.
Yeah.
So they're sort of extra.
And do you have set up competitions?
Yes. Try and make it interesting by competing like with like. The problem is you've got quite a variety of ability.
Yeah.
And so if you put a couple of guys who are really good against a couple of newcomers, the good guys aren't...
It's like pitching good golfers against hackers.
That's right. So it is a bit difficult, but so we have internal competition.
Yeah.
We follow the Olympic rules.
All right.
You know, the way the Olympics do competitions, which is quite vicious, quite a quick knockout type of stuff.
Oh, really?
And then we have fun days where we shoot a picture of a man with an apple on his head, you know. Or archery darts, where you've got a great big dartboard. You know, big one. Yeah. And you shoot at the, you know, play a game of darts, really, but use a bow and arrow. Then we got pictures of animals, you know, squirrels and pigs and stuff like that, and you put them at odd distances and try and kill a pig. It's not as easy as you think, and they ain't even moving.
You know, I can imagine. So you don't do... Because I thought, couldn't you do a handicap system where the good guys have to shoot, I don't know, X meters?
You can do that. It's fairly complex and quite arbitrary, because you've only got to get a newcomer who has a good day and shoots a few more than he could normally do, and he's won it, which is a little bit unfair to the guy who put a lot of effort to. It's easier to pitch like against like. You know. So if you've got 3 or 4 people who can shoot 70 metres, that's quite difficult.
Yeah.
Most people won't even attempt it, and so we got people here who can put 4 or 5 golds in at 70 metres, which is what they do in the Olympics.
I was going to say, what is the Olympic lengths?
70.
It's 70 metres,
Wow. Yes, it's quite tough.
And so what nationalities are the keenest archers?
Primarily English, German and French. The French are very good. Oh, really? You should have had them back in
I've learned that lesson 500 years ago.
But they're coming back to get revenge. No, the French are good. The Germans are good. We got an equal number of English.
All right.
We got some Thai people, mainly wives of Falang husbands.
All right, so you get some women.
One of them is very good. She's one of the 70-metre shooters.
Good grief.
And, you know, she's only got a small bow because obviously she's not as strong as the guy. Yeah. But she whacks them up and gets them into 70 and, you know, she's good. Then we've got some people who shoot compound bows. That's the ones, the Rambo type ones with the pulley wheels at the top. And then I shoot Hungarian and Korean horse bows.
Good grief.
They're little tiny little things, no sights, no nothing.
Really?
Just a piece of wood and a string.
And you still get it sort of more or less where you want it to?
It's very difficult. It's very difficult. Yeah.
What does a decent bow cost nowadays? Quite expensive, or
in Thai baht, about 35,000. That's the bow, the arrows, the tab, the bracer, quiver, everything. I mean, you can go up more, obviously, if you want to buy better kit.
It's not a particularly cheap sport to get started on. But presumably when they first come, you supply them with equipment, yeah?
Yes, we do, but we can loan them the bows and arrows. Quite good quality stuff too. But the very first thing I tell a newcomer is, if you get into this, it's going to cost you that money. So they're warned right at the outset.
Prepared from the start.
Right at the outset. Because other than that, they get all hooked up and say, I'm doing good at this, I'm enjoying it. Oh, it's going to cost me 35 for my own stuff. Yeah. And you might as well tell them that at the outset.
Yeah, exactly.
If it scares them off, then I'm the coach, so they've done me a favour because I haven't got to waste my time.
So what's a set of golf clubs cost there? They're quite not cheap.
A piece of string, really. You can spend anything. You can put
decent.
Well, an average decent one.
Well, frankly, I don't know here. I've never. I brought my own clubs from England, so
but no,
I've never really looked into it.
Good quality clubs.
Well, I mean, you could spend over £1,000 on a decent set of clubs in the UK. So
you're in the same sort of ballpark for a bow.
I think archery's a bit cheaper.
Yeah, so there we go.
And it certainly isn't so expensive to perform on a daily or weekly basis.
How expensive is it?
Well, for the club is 4,000 baht a year, and you can shoot 7 days a week.
Right.
And because we shoot on somebody else's land, namely the shooting part, they want another 2,500. So it's 6,500 baht for 1 year.
Right.
Will enable you to shoot 7 days a week if you wanted to.
As long as often as you like.
So from a membership point of view, it's very cheap, and I would think it's a lot cheaper than golf, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
if you do it quite often.
Assuming that, they can shoot, well, as you said, as often as they like, then, it's like a lot of things, the more you go, the cheaper it becomes. That isn't the case with golf. The more you go, the more you pay.
You're talking about these bows, quite curious to see one. I think we've got one around here. If we can just bring that carefully on set, my glamorous assistant.
Yes.
So it's huge. I had no idea that they were this big.
This one's... I don't know where to put that.
Put it on my leg.
Right.
I'll balance it.
I'm not hurting you.
Yes. No.
This one's a 70-inch bow. It's because I'm a tall guy, and you can.
You don't want it dragging you along the floor while you're.
No.
It's probably illegal anyway. Is it to anchor it like?
Yes, you can't do that. There's lots of rules when you get into it. Obviously, smaller Thai ladies. My wife shoots a 64-inch bow.
No, it's not that much smaller.
So this is 70.
Yeah. So
and you can get them 72. We got a giant German there.
Right.
He's a huge guy, and he got a 72-inch bow.
Doesn't that make it, if it's bigger, doesn't it make it go further? Isn't that a bit unfair?
No, it actually has the slightly reverse effect.
Oh, right.
The shorter the bow, the more fierce they are and the faster they go. These horse bows, I'm just talking about, extremely fast.
Right.
Because they're 52 inches. This is 70.
Oh, right, so significantly
You're talking about from there to there.
Yeah. So what's it made of?
Some carbon.
Carbon, right.
Fiberglass on
some Formula One cars.
Some form of wood, usually maple or something like that.
So there's actual real wood they still.
Oh, yeah. Well,
essential part of
got
it.
a bit in there.
What's the function of this rather large...
This one,
big black.
That's called a long rod because it's long.
Well
it's a rod. The key thing I'll show this way is you've got a piece of rubber which acts like a shock absorber, and a heavy steel weight, and it's the steel weight that does it. The long rod stops the bow moving this way.
Okay.
And these side rods stops the bow moving that way, and they're called stabilisers.
Right.
So they stabilise the bow. And if you shoot a bow without this, it's horrible. It really is. And you've got the sights. The longer, the better.
And there you can set those to 5,
yeah, well,
30,
you
50,
set
70 metres.
You set it on the scale here, and you know what the distances you're shooting. So you
if
move
you totally miss the target, you furiously start adjusting the sight.
Yes,
that's
as simple as that. Yeah.
And does wind have an end?
Well, it would if you were shooting in England, because we shoot in fields in England.
Right. Yeah.
But here you've got 4 walls.
Oh, I see. It's enclosed.
It's enclosed. Right. So it's very safe.
Yeah.
And they're big walls, and so therefore there's no wind really. So you can aim at the gold all the time.
Oh, right.
Whereas in England you have to decide to aim off and shoot into the wind to let the wind
bring it back in.
So
drift the arrow back onto the target.
Yeah.
You know? This thing here is a button on a spring, and that's how you tune it. You can tune these by setting the pressure of the button.
Right.
It's probably the single most important thing on the bow.
Yeah, I can imagine that puts everything together.
Yeah.
We're starting to run low on time, so if somebody wants to become a member or just to make some archery, have a try, what should they do? Have you got a website?
PattayARcheryClub.com.
Pattaya Archery Club.
All one word, .com.
And are you on Facebook at all?
No.
No, Pattaya Archery Club.com.
Yeah.
And all the information.
Yeah, there's a map in it that shows you where the actual club is. There's lots of photographs to show what we're doing.
Great.
You know, it's quite a good website.
Well, Eric, thanks for coming on. If anybody wants to get in touch, you know where to go now, and hopefully you'll get a few more arches out of it.
Okay, thank you.
Goodbye.
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.